So luckily the Packers pulled out the victory against the Carolina Panthers. It was way too close for comfort. The Panthers put up the most points they put up all season long, 30 points. Bryce Young had his best game of his entire season today against the Packers defense. And the fact that the Panthers were this close from spiking the ball to get into field goal range when the Panthers had, 19 seconds to get the ball down the field, down 3. And somehow the Packers defense in the secondary gets torched. And if there was just a split second on the clock, there's a chance that goes to overtime. The defensive problems continue once again against one of the worst offenses in the NFL. And even though the Packers put up 33 points, they still somehow there was almost a tie. Could have been a loss if the Panthers had a little bit more time and maybe got the ball to start overtime. And so, while I'm excited the Packers won this game, it's just crazy to see how bad this defense has been. And happened once against DeVito, then against Baker Mayfield, now against Bryce Young, one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL this season. So that's just sort of the area where I'm shocked. Luckily, the Packers got the win. We're sitting at 7-8. We needed to win 3 games in a row. We won the first one. We need to win the next 2. And the way this Packers defense is playing, it doesn't really matter who we're playing, so I'm not going to take any team lightly. I think that if you look at this game, Bryce Young started off a little bit shaky. He was a little bit inaccurate. The Packers were bringing some blitzes. I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe this week's going to be a little bit different than the past 2 weeks. And then look at the second half. I think the Panthers go into the second half with 10 points. They put up 20 points in the second half. Bryce Young was picking apart the secondary. There were wide open holes open in the zone. Jair was getting beat a few times. Eric Stokes beat a few times. Keyshawn Nixon. And Bryce Young was throwing some nice passes. DJ Chark had a great game. And so I think that we already knew Joe Barry, his time in Green Bay should be over. We'll see if Matt LaFleur, I would assume now he just waits till the end of the season. I know some people were wondering, if the Packers defense plays well the final 3 games, could LaFleur say, well, you know what, maybe we're okay on defense? I think now after this performance, if Matt LaFleur hasn't already decided to move on from Barry after the season, he has to now. Against Bryce Young, when the fact that Bryce Young is his best day of the entire season, 312 passing yards, the Panthers offense has their best day, 30 points, that's just crazy. And the fact that if you look at the Panthers, I think they hadn't scored over 21 points in 8 straight games. And so somehow they did it against this Packers defense, this weak Packers defense, the secondary that can't really stop anyone, even though Jair was back, Eric Stokes was playing. They were sort of just getting torched all day long. So sort of same old for that. On the other hand, the Packers offense played pretty well all day long, 33 points. Honestly, shouldn't have been that close when you score 33 points yourself. Your defense should typically play a little bit better. Jordan Love had a solid day, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, was playing good, had a nice, the fact that he had to come in there, tie game, threw a nice pass to Romeo Doubs, who made an even better catch. Packers get a field goal they need. Aaron Jones had a massive day, 21 carries, around 121 yards or so. I think he averaged 6 yards a carry. And so it's nice to have Aaron Jones back healthy. We can see the defense or the difference in the Packers offense when Aaron Jones is clicking, and he's just so explosive. And the Packers running game is much more dangerous with Aaron Jones back there. And so with Christian Watson out, with Jaden Reed out, probably 2 of the top Packers pass catchers, some other guys came through. Tucker Kraft had another nice game. Bo Melton out of nowhere had, I think, 4 catches, 44 yards. Dobbs had a nice day. Wicks had a nice touchdown pass before he went down with an injury. And so all in all, luckily the Packers came away with the win. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. But clearly, this defense has a problem, and it doesn't look like it's getting fixed anytime soon. I would have thought maybe against Bryce Young and the Panthers, we have a bounce-back day, but no. More of the same old continues for the Packers defense and Joe Barry. And let's just hope that we can somehow squeak out wins the final 2 weeks, get in the playoffs, maybe get lucky. Maybe the defense can get lucky enough, or maybe at least the Packers offense can just keep putting up 30-plus points. That may be the only way to win games now with just the way the Packers defense has played recently. So those are my thoughts. Hope everyone has an amazing Christmas, and I'll see you guys soon.